useful, we are going to discuss in the class. Right. So this index part, you don't worry, because it is going to be some order. I cannot write in which one we are going. Depends on your understanding order, how we go for it, we are going to talk. So first we will start with multi-threading in Python. Right. So first of all, try to understand there is an operating system. This is quite related to the subject of OS. Carefully listen, and some of the people will feel much difficult about this area and try to understand. And of course, I will make you to understand like anything, no doubt in that. Let us follow. What is the definition of program, Mama? What is the definition of program? Please tell you, all of you tell me. What is the definition of program? Come on. Yeah, everybody. What is the definition of program? I want to know. Are you there? Definition of program. Okay, very good. Vidya Rani, very good, ma. Bhagya Shruti, very good. Come on, fast. Right. So you are giving different answers. Okay, fine. Shravani, ma, first time I am seeing wrong from you, ma. Program is a collection of what? Set of instructions. Very good. Tanish Gupta, very good, ma. Very good. A program is a set of. See, ma. A program is a set of optimized instructions. Optimized instructions. I hope that you are understanding. A program is a set of optimized instructions. A program is a set of optimized instructions. Okay. A program is a set of optimized instructions which is used to perform certain operation on the computer. A program is a set of optimized instructions which is submitted to the computer to perform some task. Okay, which is submitted to the program, complete, which is submitted to the computer, and performs some operation, and performs some operations, which perform some type of operation, or which will fulfill some type of task, is called what? Program. So we have seen the program. In that program, we are using some collector functions. We used some type of modules. We used packages. Different things we followed. Okay. So coming to the point back here, now we are entering into once the program is written, what is happening? Do you know? Once a program is written, during the execution of the program, a process will be created for that program. Carefully follow. All of you. Are you listening? Are you following, ma? Once the program submitted for execution, during the execution time, our operating system is created a process for that. Once a program is submitted during the execution for that program, a process will be created. What is an example? Suppose you are going to the movie. You sat in the movie and you are watching the movie. So in your brain, one type of thinking is going on. The thinking of your work is known as a process. Or you say, take one more example. After 1 week, you want to go for some picnic. You are writing in a piece of paper about the picnic steps you are writing. Need to start 6 o'clock, need to go here, need to go there, and evening by 6 o'clock we need to return back. So you have written some set of instructions that is known as what? Program. That program implementation, that program execution, that program implementation is called process. Is called what? Process. Now I'm writing here definition of process. Definition of process, because this is a terminology of operating system. This is the terminology of operating system. This is a terminology of operating system, it is called. Now I'm going to say a process, a program is under execution. A program is under execution. A program is under execution is called, a program is under execution is called process. A program is under execution is called process. A program is under execution is called process. So once the program started executing, that period of time, whatever is executing, for that program, a process is created. Right? So in general, who will create this process? Who will create this? Because these are all called terminologies which I am using in my multi-threading. So the operating system, which is an interface between you and the computer hardwares. The operating system, OS means it is not just a full form called operating system. It is acting as just an interface between your application, your program, and the computer hardware. The operating system creates a process for every program. The operating system creates a process for every program, in general, or in other words, if you want me to give you, in general, I'm saying for every program, 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 a process will be created. A process will be created. For every program, a process will be created. Process will be created by OS. By OS. So how do you define OS, ma? How do you define OS? Because when I want to teach you the complete programming in multi-threading, this type of terminology is required. Come on, ma. How do you define a OS? If somebody asks you tomorrow, what is OS? What is your answer? What is your answer? Come on, quickly. I want to know that answer. Completely, I want to know the answer. Yes. What is the OS? Come on, what is OS? Okay. So most of them are saying that. Oh, okay. Fine. Now I will give you. Okay. So, okay. Fine. Nice. So your answer, you keep it with you. You take my answers. Okay. I'm not going to criticize you because you are my favorite students. Your answer, you keep it in your bag. You take my answer. So, okay, all your answers, you keep it with you. And I'm going to give my own answers. Because your answer is also I'm taking. But I'm not going to take your answer into the recommended point. Okay, look at that. Of course, those are answers which I have seen. I felt that it is grammatically something different. Yeah, look at that. So I'm having Windows 10 here. I'm having Windows 10. I'm having. So here I'm having some of the hardwares. I have. So a full-fledged definition of hardware I'm giving now. Please catch me quickly because I thought you are having these ideas. So I'm having here so something like a CPU. CPU is called one type of hardware device. Next is called a RAM. Next is called something like what? Keyboard. Next thing like keyboard. Next another resource called another hardware device called a monitor. Next is called another one is called what? Another one is called what? Some type of external devices I connected. External devices. Wi-Fi devices I connected. Like that, I connected lot of devices. Other devices I connected. Right. Dear students, these are all my, yes, ma'am, Satish, yes. So these are all my computer hardwares. So my Windows 10 is associated with all types of this hardware resources. All types of this hardware resources. Fine. And I'm writing Python program. And I'm writing Python program here. Or any kind of C program I'm writing. Or any kind of Java program I'm writing. Or any kind of .NET program I'm writing. When I'm writing these many number of programs, what you answer to me, sir, it is an interface between user and computer hardware user. That is called not correct answer. Between user and computer hardware, what you will do? User means you are thinking that you. So user, is it required with CPU? Nothing. Is user is required with RAM? No. Your program, when your program is submitted to your execution, when the program is submitted for execution, that is what I am saying that. This is called a program. This is called your program, or this is called your application, or it is called your project. It is called your project. Madhu Babu, please switch off your video. Right? Showing all the coconut trees and all those things. So, coming to the point back, whenever you are going to submit your program for execution, what is happening there? What is happening? The Windows 10, the operating system, the underlying operating system, when it is submitted for execution, you are going to submit for execution. The Windows 10 will allocate the CPU, will allocate the main memory, will allocate the keyboard, will allocate the monitor, will allocate some external devices. So this operating system acts as a resource allocation manager. See my wording, resource allocation manager. Resources, nothing but what? Resources allocated, as well as resources deallocated, resources deallocated, right? Resources allocated as well as resources deallocated. Resources allocated, resources deallocated. Resources allocated, resources deallocated. Who will do this? As long as my program is execution, under execution, resources are allocated. Under execution, resources are allocated. Under execution, resources are allocated. After completion of execution, after completion of program execution, resources will be deallocated. This is a job operating system is doing. That's why operating system is acting as what? Resources allocation manager, resources allocation, and resources deallocation manager. Resources allocation manager, resources deallocation manager. This type of allocation and resources deallocation can be done by the job of what? Operating system. So operating system is a resource allocation manager and resource deallocation manager. I hope that this complete definition is clear for you. Am I clear about this operating system definition, guys? Can you confirm me? So where is your definition? Where is your definition and where is my definition with you? Where is your definition? Where is my definition? Come on. Where is your definition? Ayo, where is your definition? Yeah, come on, fast. Definition gone. Okay. Definition is gone, definition is there. Fine. So, definition is out. Okay. Definition is kept in the bag, sir. Okay, where is my definition? Yeah, definition is kept in the brain. Very nice. Super. Fine. So, this done. This is the concept is introduced. Coming back to the discussion here. Coming back to the discussion. Slowly I'm going to enter into the subject. So the operating system, we are going to enter into that. Every operating system creates a process for your program. Fine. Sir, all of a sudden in operating system, we have a beautiful concept called in operating system, we have a most effective concept called 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 multitasking. Multitasking concept is there. What is multitasking? Unix operating system is the best example of multitasking. From Windows 98 onwards, Windows 98, that is when you started using in the beginning, I hope so. So when you are using the beginning level of application, because maybe you started from Windows maybe NT, Windows XP onwards, you started using your computer. So the multitasking concept is the most effective concept. Sir, what exactly multitasking is? The process of performing simultaneous operations. Yes, ma'am. Amjad. Yes, exactly. Okay. The process of performing multiple operations simultaneously. Simultaneously means what? Concurrently. Performing the process of performing multiple operations simultaneously is called multitasking. That multitasking can be achieved in two ways. One is called process-based multitasking. One is called thread-based multitasking. This is what we are entering into. There are two types of multitasking can be achieved in two ways. One is called what? Process-based multitasking. One more is called thread-based multitasking. See here clearly. In OS, we have the most effective concept called multitasking. Sir, what is the definition of multitasking? Definition of multitasking I am going for. Definition of multitasking I am entering. What is the definition of multitasking? I am just entering inside of it. Definition of multitasking. See, we started a concept very slowly because this is a new topic for you, because there is a non-IT students are there. All the people should catch my explanation. Right. Without understanding this terminology, we can't understand it. Let me go for multitasking definition. The process of performing, yes, ma, Raghu, Chief Minister, I will give you ask Srikanth sir, he will give you 8 p.m. link. 8 p.m. link he will give you. Even my 8 p.m. link 285 students came. It's really, we are just cracking the Python batches like anything. We are just dominating the Python batches like anything. It's really wonderful to our students. Super. So, morning Python batch recently formed. It is more than 300 plus. And at 8 p.m., night 8 p.m., all the working professionals are there in that. UK, USA, most Australia, different Germany, different working professionals are there. Even our Indian people are there. Even our students are also there. It's really so giving an immense pleasure to take these Python batches along with my Java batches. Really, we are just forming the batches in Python like in. Fine. So let me start. That's what we are discussing. Different yes ma. Different things we are going to discuss, because different topics I am going to explain, where people are unable to touch this multi-threading. People are unable to touch the regular expressions. Communication with the databases, NumPy, Pandas, these are all going to be, yes, ma, Rajshekhar, exactly. So coming to the point, the process of performing, let me involve into the subject, ma. Yes. So, yes, ma, thank you for your compliments, and thank you for making me as your faculty. The process of performing multiple operations simultaneously. I will give most effective examples now. We are entering into the examples. The process of performing multiple operations simultaneously. Let me check the spelling. Simultaneously, multiple operations simultaneously. The meaning of simultaneously is called parallelly. I will write the word again, parallelly. Parallelly. The process of performing the multiple operations simultaneously or parallelly. So, is called what? Parallelly is nothing but what? Concurrently, I will write it. Concurrently is called what? Multitasking. Sir, what is an example for it? What is an example of multitasking? Can you give any small example? Okay, after 2 minutes, I will give you this example. In our programming languages, we can achieve the multitasking. Here I am writing. We can achieve the multitasking. We can achieve the multitasking in 2 ways. We can achieve the multitasking in 2 ways. Can achieve the multitasking in 2 ways. They are what I told you. Anybody remember? Number one, process based multitasking. Number one, process based multitasking. Sometimes it's giving you some small spelling mistakes because these days all my keys on the keyboard has already gone. Gone means all the letters has gone. So most of the time my letters has gone. So the process based multitasking. Second one is called B is what? Thread based multitasking. So we are going to understand what we are using in the software industry now. What was already taken in operating systems. By default, operating systems already completed what? Process based multitasking already completed. That means by default, when we write the programming by using C, etc., etc., these are all comes under what? Process based things. Java, .NET, Python, all those things are what? All those things are what? Thread based multitasking. Yes, ma. Bruce Lee. Yes, ma. Come to the point. So, process based multitasking. One more is called thread based multitasking. Yes, ma. All of you. How many types of multitaskings we have? Come on, ma. Please communicate with me. How many types of multitaskings? Come on, guys. 2 types of multitaskings. One is called what? Process based multitasking. Second one is called what? Thread based multitasking. Process based multitasking. Second one is called what? Thread based multitasking. Fine. So coming to the point of it, process based multitasking means what? Thread based multitasking means what? I want to give a small idea about the multitasking. Small knowledge about the multitasking. How you are applying multitasking, how I am applying multitasking, I want to take up. Suppose you started your system. And then what you have done? One side you switch on your Zoom meeting. One more side I switch on my Edit Plus. Another side I switch on my music player also. For example, music player also. You are playing the song in music player. And you are doing a Python program, you are doing Java program, you are started Zoom meeting. So how many applications are running internally? Many of them are running. What is that is called? For every application, whatever you have started, they created their own process. If you come to this point, in your OS, independently, who started one process. This is called what? Java program execution. This is called what? Python program execution. This is called media player, a song you are listening. Next is called what? Zoom meeting started. You started GoTo meeting also you started. And you are doing your office work also you are doing. So this is your OS. There what is happening? You are doing Java program. It is going on. And this is going on Python program you are doing, because you are a student of both Python as well as Java program. So Python program you are executing. Next, what are you doing? This is called what? Some media player. Some media player this is called. Some media player this is called. So media player. Yes, media player. Fine. Next, you are writing here what? You started your Zoom meeting. You started your Zoom meeting. Next, you started your GoToMeeting software. GoToMeeting software. GoToMeeting software. Next, you have started your job related kind of work. Ah, okay. Paint. Okay, good. Paint. Satish, nice. Paint software you opened, because I opened these one. You tell me this is called process one. Dear student, all of you try to understand. This is called process one created. This is called process two created. This is called process two created. Process two created. Yes. Ah, with Vidya X. Ah, yes, ma'am. So process. So this is called process two. Next is called what? Process three. Process three. Process three. 1 minute. Process three. So n number of processes are there. N number of processes are there. This is called process number four. Next, I am going for process number five. Process number five. Process number five. Process number five. Next is called process number six. Process number six. Process number six. See, guys, the operating system is internally running how many processes? Multiple processes are running. Multiple processes are running. So when you are running multiple processes under one OS, this is comes under what? Purely process-based multitasking we can call. Process-based what? Multitasking we can call. Process-based multitasking we are calling. Process-based multitasking we are calling. So multitasking. Multitasking we are calling. Carefully understand. So there I am going to say. So coming to the point of it, what is this is known as? A separate process is created for everything. Who is this Andhra Pradesh multi-threading? Threading related to Excel concept. What is this? Multi-trading, TREDANG. So neglect that. So Babu, your spelling is not understandable and your name is also not visible. So it's giving some inconvenient for me. Please change your name and then ask the doubt. Other than that, I cannot ask such type of people's doubt. Right? So please rename your first and then ask the doubts. Because I don't want to go for something like that kind of names, please. So please come on what your original name and try to ask. Okay, right. Coming to the point of it, how many types of multitaskings are there? Come on, everybody. How many types of multitaskings are there? Two types. I'm coming to the subject. It is going to become so easy now. Concentrate carefully. One is called what? Two types. Number one is called what? First one is called what? Process-based multitasking and thread-based multitasking. So the way which I shown you, the way which you are dealing now, the way which I have opened the softwares, these are all called what? Process-based multitasking. Let me give you one more example for it. This is related to what? Operating system level of thing. Let me give you one more thing for you. Suppose I written a program. I written a program here. This is my normal Python program. This is my normal Python program. This is a normal Python program. Normal Python program. In this normal Python program, I wrote some set of statements here. I wrote some set of statements. This is a set of statements I wrote. Here I wrote the set of statements for what? Processing of set of statements of processing and employee data, employee information. Processing what? Set of processing set of statements of processing what data? Set of statements of processing employee. Processing what? Employee. Come on to the point of employee. So because of that, what is happening? Because of that, what is happening? I wrote some type of 100 lines of code or 500 lines of code. It is something like a mini statement I wrote, mini project I wrote. Fine. And then in the same program, I wrote some more kind of statements. After that 500 lines of code, I wrote one more kind of thing. So I wrote some set of statements in the programming point of view. I'm talking set of statements processing what? Customers. Processing what? Customers data. I'm going to process. That will contain how many lines of code? 500 lines of code it is available. 500 lines of code it is available. Now, I will start asking my PVM. To execute. When the PVM will execute, you tell me, please understand, how many programs is normal Python program? Program is one only. Now tell me, if you clearly follow, in that I wrote two varieties. This is called one function. Assume that this is called one employee function. This is called one employee function. This is called. And this is called what? Customer function. This is called customer function. This is called. And you called both the functions in your main program also. Tell me, and don't tell wrong. When I start executing this Python program, 500 lines of code is there, and then 500 lines of code is called. 500 lines of code is there. Totally 10,000 lines of code is there. I called both the functions in my main program. When I execute the program, how many processes are created internally? Don't tell wrong immediately. Think about it and say, how many processes will be created? This is a program. I told you for every program, a process will be created. I told you. Excellent. King, very good mark. One process only will be created. One only created. Excellent. King, understood. Here I wrote already. This is called programmatical I am entering. For every program, in general, a process will be created by OS. A means what? One. Here, how many Python programs I wrote? Only one Python program I wrote. For that, one process only will be created. One process only will be created. So that one process only will be created. So this is called what? Just I am writing one zigzag line I am writing. One process only will be created. So this is nothing but processing statement I am going to say. One process only just created. This is something like a line. I just writing like a line. Of course, which is visible or not, I don't know. Just let us take this. So this is got only one process is created. This is called a process. One process is created. So how this process is executing? Is both of them will execute one by one? Is both of them got executed at the same time? Shai Teja, I did not tell you, ma. Why you are getting that, ma? Why you are saying that, ma? Only one Python program will be created. How many PVMs will be there, ma? Mr. Shai Teja. So, process. You don't create anything on your own, ma. Please come to that. One process only will be created. That process executed. That process will execute first the employee. Because you called like that, I am just executing to like a LKG students. Next is called a customer. After execution of this employee, it will go to the employee executing. Again, immediately you are calling customer. Process will execute these things sequentially. Process will execute the first what? Employee. Executes the first employee. Later it will execute the customer. So I am writing here, executes employee. Later it is executing what? Executes employee. Later it is executing what? Later it is executing what? Customer. Customer it is executing. Later it is executing customer. So later executes. Which one is executing? Executes. later executes customer. How these are executing? One by one or all at once? One by one or all at once? First employee, later what is executing? Customer. So this one process only executing the customer function, later it is executing employee. Depends on how you call it. How you call it. So executes sequentially. I am going to write sequentially. Dear students, in the process based, so far we wrote some statements. What are all the functions you have written? In our inheritance also you see. First I called student one, next I called college details, next I called university details. How they are calling? In the entire program, how many processes will be created? One process only will be created. How those functions are calling? One after the other, which is known as what? Sequential execution we can call. Sequential execution we can call. Are you understanding me? First of all, are you comfortable with my explanation? Are you comfortable with my explanation? Because multi-threading is not a joke to understand, and a lot of people will not go for this multi-threading at all. And let us open one Python program here. Next I am going to talk about this area. So if I come to the OOPS module, inheritance topic, if I take it, student and something like inheritance program 5, if I open it, you are going to get. So this is one program only. Whenever I execute my Python program, all these functions will execute one after the other. One after the other. One more thing is there, inheritance program 4. If I just see this, here you see all my functions are called one by one. They are executing. Whenever I execute this program, one process will be created. That one process will execute these things one after the other, which is known as what? Which is known as which execution? Which execution, please? Sequential execution. Sequential execution. How many processes are there? How many processes are there? One process will be there. How many operations are present inside? How many operations are present inside? How many operations are present? Many. How those many operations are executing? Come on. How those many operations are executing? One after the other, which is known as which type of execution? Which type of execution? Sequential execution. Because of sequential execution, what is the first drawback is happening? First drawback is happening what? Waste of time. Do you feel that it is a waste of time or not? Do you feel that is it a waste of time or not? Yes, sir. First drawback is waste of execution time. Taking more, I will show you practically in the class, all these things. Because before I am going to show the program, I want to make it as an expert in the concept. Program is coming based on the concept only. Right. Come on to the students, come on to the point back. We are getting, I want to execute this first. It is taking, for example, 5 seconds it is taking. 5 seconds it is taking. SEC. 5 seconds it is taking. And this is taking what? 5 more seconds it is taking. 5 more seconds it is taking. So total it is taking how many seconds? It is taking 10 seconds it is taking. So I don't want this 10 seconds. I want to complete both of them at a same time with 5 seconds only. How it is done? With the thread-based multitasking, I will go for it. Come on, slowly coming to the top. What is the need of multi-threading? I am going to tell you. What is this type of execution, Amma? Last and final, I am going to conclude. Last and final, I am going to conclude. Last and final, I am going to conclude. A Python program. I am going to ask you last and final because I want to take everybody to answer my question. This is a normal Python program. This is a second example. Normal Python program. Normal Python program. What is this normal Python program is done? One function I wrote. Here I wrote one function. Dear student, one function I wrote, which is dealing with the file. Which is dealing with the file. Some different explanation I am giving. Next, I wrote one more kind of function, which is dealing with what? A database, Oracle database. I got one more type of program dealing with MySQL. And I wrote one type of what, some other kind of program I has written, inheritance, polymorphism or something else. So it is known as what? File program. This is known as file program. File program. This is file program. And this is called Oracle program. Python with Oracle. Python with Oracle. This is Python with Oracle. Next, I am going to say Python with MySQL. Python with MySQL. Next, Python with MySQL. This is next Python with socket programming. Python with socket programming. So connection between client and server, PROG. Please think about it. Here I wrote a function called X function. Here I wrote a function called Y function. This is called Y function. This is called Z function. This is called Z function, and this is called K function. This is called K function. Yeah. Tell me, this is all called written in a single thing, or it is available in a single project, normal program, no threading concept, nothing. So whenever I upload my project, what is happening? A single process will create, multiple process will be created. This is called a main project.py. This is called main project, prog.py. One program only. See carefully. How many processes will be created? Come on. Single process. So the single process will execute what? X function, come out of it, and then coming to Y function, execute it, come out of it, and then execute what function? Z function, come out of it, and gives the result, and then execute what? K function, and finally gives the result. And then program finishes. This is called a single process. Dear student, single process, this is called. Single process, this is called. A single process will execute all my functions one after the other. Executes one after the other. I am writing here. Executes one after other, which is known as what? Sequential execution. Sequential execution. So sequential execution. I will write sequential execution. And then once a program is completed, process will be killed. Once the program is completed, process will be killed. Because once a program is completed means its action is over, and the process also will be killed automatically. So coming to for my satisfaction, this is taking how many seconds? For example, 5 seconds it is taking. SECS. I know you understand this concept, but I want to get the confidence understanding. SECS. All of them are taking 5 seconds. So 5 seconds SECS, and this is also taking 5 seconds. With the coding I will show you totally what is the time is taking to complete. Total time to complete this program is taking how many milliseconds? So how many are there? 4. So 20 seconds of time it is taken. Is it recommended or not recommended? Come on. Yes, not recommended. Okay. First drawback is what? With the process-based multitasking, we are wasting the time. We are losing taking more execution time. Next, here we opened one file. File was opened in this first function, and then Oracle database connection is active. MySQL database connection is active, and socket program it is active with the connection. In last part, you are going to close all of them. Is it not resources are wasted, ma? Resources. File is one resource. Database is one resource. Connecting with other end machine is called another resource. Is it not resources are wasted? Yes, sir. Resources are wasted. For my satisfaction, what are the limitations of process-based applications? The in process-based applications, now I am going to say, in process-based applications, I am going to talk. In process-based applications, I am going to give you. So all these problems are ultimately overcoming in where? Thread-based multitasking. That is what I am going to introduce. In this multitasking, in process-based multitasking, a single process, a single process, a a single process executes, execute, executes all the statements. Executes what? All the statements. Executes all the statements one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one, and one by one sequentially. I'm going to say sequentially, sequentially, one by one sequentially. Now, due to this, the limitations of process-based applications, the limitations of process-based multitasking, the limitations of process-based multitasking are number one, more amount of execution time. More amount of execution time. I will show you this practically. More amount of what time? Execution time. Execution time. So first question is coming, how many types of multitasking ways are there? How many multitasking things are there? First one is more amount of execution time. That is number one. Number two, poor utilization of resources. Poor utilization of resources. Poor utilization of resources. Poor utilization of resources. Resources means what? Files. Maybe take it as a database, memory. You hold the memory. Suppose you hold the memory. Take this example. You hold the memory in the file program. You hold the memory in the Oracle because you are allocating some memory space in the main memory. And until the last one, you are still keep up the memory only. You are still keep up the memory. You are not releasing that memory at all. You are not making the garbage collector to collect away that memory space because the still program is active. We don't want to do it. So coming to the point of it, memory that is called memory, etc. So many resources are getting wasted. To overcome these problems, 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 as on today, everybody is going for thread-based multitasking. One more example I want to tell you. Since these are taking more amount of time, process-based applications are called heavyweight applications, we can call it. Heavyweight. Why they are called heavyweight? Taking more amount of time for execution, and all the resources are keep it with you. It is not releasing the resources. It is nothing but what? All process-based applications are treated as heavyweight components. Heavyweight components. Heavyweight components. Treated as heavyweight components. Why heavyweight components? Taking more amount of time, plus resources are kept with it, not releasing immediately. That's why they are called heavyweight components. The best examples I will tell you, in olden days, the BSNL is called one telecom provider. They have developed the telecom software in C++. In C++, I'm talking about 10 to 15 years back story. Later, those BSNL people tie up with the Microsoft people. They developed that application with the thread-based technology. In thread-based process, they converted. Earlier, it was what? Process-based. Now, it was one more is called what? Thread-based technology. All the technologies which are available nowadays are called thread-based technologies. To overcome these problems, industry is recommended. Industry is recommended to develop thread-based multitasking. Thread-based what? Multitasking. Yes. Then what is thread-based multitasking? I am entering into the subject of it. Coming to the thread-based multitasking, I am entering into now. Thread-based multitasking, I am entering. This is called a second. Here I am going to talk about the thread-based multitasking. Thread-based multitasking, I am entering here. Yes, very, very simple. Now let us go to the thread-based multitasking. So how easy it is, we can't imagine it. Thread-based multitasking. Thread-based multitasking we are entering inside of it. So let us start with the thread-based multitasking here. Fine. So let us move forward. Are you getting my terminology here? Is everybody comfortable or feeling difficult? Yes. So anything we discuss that has to enter into your brain and you have to feel more comfortable. Feel more comfortable. Right. So let me enter into the thread-based multitasking, sir. How it is? Yes. In thread-based multitasking, do you know what is happening? We write a listen, in the beginning only I want to enter into your brain straightforward without wasting the time. I will write one program only. I will write one program only. Okay, before that, because if it is bouncing now, it is a problem for me. It is a bouncing now, it is a problem for me. Just I want to explain here. Suppose I'm a teacher here. I'm a teacher. So, which I'm talking to you. I'm a teacher here, which I'm talking about. I'm explaining the subject. I'm explaining the subject here. So, as a teacher, I'm explaining the subject. During I'm explaining, teacher is nothing but one only. I am one only here. That is nothing but I am one program only. I am one program only. In this program, when I am explaining my class, this is my class. When I am dealing with my class, you just tell me what I am doing. What I am doing, you tell me. This is my class. What I am doing, you tell me. Number one, please tell me. Okay. Number one, what I am doing, you tell me. As a single person, as a single program, in a single program, what I am doing, you tell me. Number one, please think about it. Yeah, I hope you will understand me and you will answer my question also. Come on, ma, please. Number one. Come on. Now I am saying. First one. First I am explaining. So you are observing that explanation I am giving. Explanation I am giving. So I am giving explanation is going on. First one is explanation is going on. Next I am going to talk about I am using my mouse. I am typing I am using my computer resources. I am using my computer resources. Keyboard using. Next is called a mouse using for drawing, typing, etc. While I am typing, I am just using my mouse. And I am talking. During my explanation, I am talking. Plus, during my explanation, I am observing who is giving what type of response. Who is giving giving correct answers, who is not giving correct answers. I am observing. I am thinking what type of order of subject I have to, what type of order of subject I have to explain. Next, I am taking breath. Bruce Lee, I am not scolding anybody, ma. Really, I never scold to anybody. I am just to feel pain of it. If my student is doing wrong, na, I feel sorry for it. Because why my student is saying wrong answer, that I feel, because you did not see me actually physically you did not watch it, my style of functioning. When my student is doing wrong, na, I feel lot of pain for it. My student should not do anything wrong. That is my beginning onwards. That is my style of it. So I am just seeing my laptops. You tell me, I am not scolding anybody. Sorry, ma. Don't feel like that. KVR sir is always your well-wisher. Always your well-wisher. So even if I say, anything to the student, if you say something like, all the things, even if you say wrong answer, I will highlight that wrong answer. Why I will highlight that wrong answer? Because if I highlight that wrong answer, next time student is very careful. So he will say very carefully. Because of carefully, if you type it, it is a habit of getting good answers only, always. Okay, Bruce Lee, you are my offline student only. Okay, fine. So, coming to that. Okay, correct. So, let us coming to that. See, tell me, as a person, as a single program, it is a single program. See, it is a single program only. KVR is called one program. KVR is called one program. Inside the KVR, when I started taking my class, how many things I'm concentrating. See, explanation is going on, one operation is going on. This is called operation number one, OP number one. Next is called what is going on? Operating my mouse and everything is going on. This is called operation number two. Operation number two. Next is called what is going on? Taking. What is this now? I am taking your doubts. Operation number three. Next is called what? Observing. Next is called, this is operation number three. Operation number three. Next is going on. Okay, operation number four. Some spelling mistake here. Four. This is four I made. Operation number five. Operation number five. This is called operation number five. Operation number six is going on. Dear students, you tell me now. Operation number six is going on. Tell me, in my program, these things, the lines which I said are called, if you carefully follow me, this is called, first one is called thread one. Second one is called thread two. And the third one is called what? Thread three. And this one is called what? Thread four. And this one is called what? Thread five. And this one is called what? Thread six. This one is called what? Thread six. Ultimately, we understand in KVR program, how many sub-programs are there? In a single program, with our programming knowledge, with our programs, I created sub-processes in it. I created 6 threads in it. Each thread is executing its concerned operation. It is performing all at once or one by one. Tell me, ma, all at once or one by one? Everybody, all at once. All at once means what? If it is taking 5 seconds, 5 seconds it is taking. It is taking 5 seconds. If it is taking 5 seconds here, it is going to take 6 operations will do 6 times. 5 times I am just taking. It is going to take here 5 times it is doing. 5 times it is doing. So you tell me, all these things are doing all at once or one by one? Is it doing all at once or one by one? Is it doing all at once or one by one? It is doing all at once. All at once means how much time it is taking? How much time it is taking? Yes, perfect. So which one is better? Thread-based process, thread-based application development is better, or almost roughly between 5, maybe 6, 7, etc. it may be taking. So which type of multitasking is better? Which type of multitasking is better? Thread-based multitasking is more better than process-based multitasking. Now, dear students, I am asking a final question. With the thread-based multitasking, what are you doing? One more example I will give you. Final example I am giving. Suppose, for example, this is my Python program. What is my Python program operations here? What is my operations here? See, the same thing, file program, and then database program with Oracle and MySQL, and then socket program, and then arithmetic operations. These are all my different type of things. This is called file program, file PROC. This is called what here? Python with Oracle. So I am saying here, Python with Oracle. Somebody's video is on. Python with MySQL. Here I am writing MySQL. Next is called what? Networking application. That is called socket programming here. And the next I am writing here, this is called arithmetic operations. This is called. Come on, this is done with what? X function, for example. This is done with what? Y function. This is done with what? K function. This is done with K function. This is done with what? Z function. This is done with what? A function. Now tell me. Now, in this Python program, what I will do? I will create. This is called my single program. This is called my single program. What is this approach? What is this approach? Thread-based or process-based? Single program. Is it thread-based or process-based? Thread-based. Thread-based it is. Thread-based application. I will use multi-threading library. I will use multi-threading library. I will use one module here. Predefined module, I will use it. Using that module, what I'm going to do? I will create. I will apply. Come on. Here, I will take what? I will take one separate thread I will create. One separate thread I will create. Dear students, carefully follow. One more thread I will create for this. 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 And one more thread I will create for this. One more thread I will create for this. How many threads I created? Come on. Why I will take five threads I take? Each thread will execute one by one or all at once? Each thread will execute all at once or one by one? All at once. What is their advantages? What is your advantages? Once this thread is completed, once this thread is executing and giving the result immediately. This thread is executing, giving the result. This thread is executing, giving the result. Another thread is executing, giving the result. Another thread is executing, giving the result. What is the first advantage? Execution time is very, very less. Execution time is very less. Efficient utilization of resources. That is the best point. Once your thread is executed, what are all the resources, files and everything closed immediately. For Oracle, close the connection. MySQL, close the connection. Socket program, release the connection. AOP, release the memory. You are not waiting for first line to last 1,000 lines. You are independently completing the task. Are you understanding? So what is an advantage? Simple thing, ma. Last and final. Now I am entering into the programmatic discussion. Slowly I am coming to the programmatic discussion. In process-based application, how many processes will be there? How many processes will be there? In process-based application, in thread-based application, how many processes will be there? Excellent. One process will be there. Single process will be there. In the single process, what are existing? In the single process, what are existing? What are existing? How many threads, sir? Multiple threads are existing. Multiple threads are existing. You need to say, I'm not getting the terminology. I never go to the program until I get the confidence on it. Because my program should not bounce off your brain. My program should not bounce off it. Come on, tell me. Last and final. I'm going to the further discussion. Now I'm writing one small figure adjacent to one each other I will write. So here it is going to be last and final statement I am writing. Right? So here I am going to write a process-based application and then thread-based application. So definitely it is difficult for some people because who did not concentrate in the class. So this is called, we can't do anything for them. Process-based application, which I drawn the diagram so many times. Again I am drawing. This is called thread-based application. Thread-based application. Tell me, in process-based application, what will happen? In process-based application, what will happen? In thread-based application, what is happening? I'm just giving the final conclusion. So, Mr. Chiran Reddy, why you are going for that maximum limit of threads? Am I coming to threads? Huh? Am I coming to threads? Chiran Reddy, when you are going on the way, are you going to be thinking without thinking or just going on thinking? You are going on the way. Chiran, just the same one answer. You are asking the same question twice. That answer, I don't want to answer, but I just want to talk about it. So you are answering same thing twice or thrice. Actually, I don't want to comment on it, but I am just talking. You are going on the way. When you are going on the way, how many thoughts are there in your brain? How many thoughts are there in your brain? Just answer my question quickly. Don't waste my time. How many thoughts are there? Quickly, ma. When you are going on the way normally, how many thoughts are there? Ayo. Chiran, I am asking. Chiran, I am asking to Chiran only. Chiran will answer my question. Lot many, no. So, lot many means what is that number? Lot many means what is the number? What is the number you tell me? What is the number you tell me? Huh? Okay, depends on concept you said, right? Okay, 1 minute. You are going alone, and there two to three people are coming opposite to you. How many thoughts will be there in your brain? How many thoughts will be there in your brain? Actually, it's not a question. Actually, come on. How many thoughts will be there? Now I will see. Suppose if you are getting confused or you are fearing, and I'm asking question to you. When three people are coming opposite to me, I will see all the three people. I will have some small. Oh, this person is like this person is like this person. So three things will go on in my brain. Okay, when they gone, that about the three people has gone, that the threads has completed and gone. When I'm going, I will think about how road is there. I'm watching front. At the same time, some thoughts are going on in my brain. Some thoughts are going on in my brain. So I'm going to have two things on it. I'm going to have two things on it. So we can't say that this is the minimum number of threads or this is the maximum number of threads. Maximum you can have any number of things. So we cannot have such a restriction. In my Python program, I can create hundreds and thousands and lakhs of threads I can create. Right? Coming to the point of this thing. Let us coming to the subject. Let us coming to the subject of. So let us coming to the last part. In the process-based application, whenever you execute, I already told from the beginning onwards, so many things I said. So the line I drawn, and later also I drawn this because this today itself is taking this such a small thing. It is taking a lot of time for making you to understand. This line, some zigzag line, which I written nicely, something like it is like a different type of curling lines I wrote. This is called, we talk about what? Single process is created for executing all this. This is known as what? Main thread we can call. This is known as what? Main thread. Please tell me, in a single process, what we are talking, we call it as a single thread. Spell out that word. All of you spell out. In a normal Python program, C program, C++ program, Java program, .NET program, if no multi-threading is used, by default one thread is created, which is known as what? Main thread we can call. Which is known as what? Main thread we can call. 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 Okay, na? This is called main thread. Perfect. So in single process, how many threads are there? Come on, quickly, because these are all interview based questions. In a process based multitasking, how many threads will be there? One thread will be there. What is the name of the thread? What is the name of the thread? Main thread we can call. Okay. Now come on to this place. In this place, when programming started, last diagram I will come. So here, do you know what is happening? One thread will be created. That thread only will be created. I will draw something like a previous one only. There it is going to be created. One thread only will be created. One thread only will be executed. This is called what? Main thread we can call. This is called main thread. We call it as a main thread. We call it as a main thread we can call. Main thread we can call. Fine. Main thread we can call. And it will do the processes sequentially. This is called sequentially. Sequentially we can call. Sequentially we can call. Right. So coming to the point of it, next thread-based application we are going to talk. In this thread-based applications also, do you know what is happening? Beginning process is created. Once that process is created, there also, do you know what is happening? It is going to create, beginning, it is going to create. Main thread will be created here also. Main thread will be created here also. This is called main thread. This is called main thread. The thread, what we are saying main thread, internally creates a lot of subthreads. Lot of subthreads will be created. Lot of subthreads. How this subthread will be created, I will be explaining in the class. This is called subthreads. In the thread-based applications, in the thread-based application, whenever you start the program, one main thread will be created. That main thread internally forks, Forks, fork. Have you heard about the word called fork? Forking. Have you heard about the word called forking? Even in English, even okay. I will give you one more general example for you. Like that, there are so many number of threads will be created. So many number of threads will be created. So many number of threads will be created. So this is called what? Forking. Forking is nothing but it's a unique terminology. Forking is nothing but what? Creates a lot of subthreads. So these subthreads are created. So here I will write one dot. These things are known as what? Subthreads we can call. Subthreads. Subthreads we can call. Subthreads. This is called main thread. This is called main thread. Main thread. This is also known as what? This is also known as what? Child threads we can call. This is called child thread. This is called child thread. Don't call it as a child and parent. Just for you to understand, child threads we can call. Who will create child threads? We will create with our programming. Main thread or what? Parent thread we can call. This is also called as the parent thread. Don't call it the parent thread. Just for your understanding purpose, I am just writing here. Come on. Now I am asking a question. In the thread-based application, what is created? Tell me. Don't go wrong. In the thread-based application, what is created? Process is created. How many processes? One process. That process internally creates what? One main thread. That main thread internally creates what? Lot of subthreads. Depends on the program which you write. Using multi-threading library. Are you understanding? So this first thread will do what? X operation. First thread will do X operation. Second thread will do Y operation. And third thread will do Z operation. And fourth thread will do K operation. So how many threads are there with me? 4 threads are there. 4 threads are executing how many operations? 4 threads are executing how many operations? Then Sri. 4 threads are executing how many operations? 4 operations, 4 functions simultaneously or one by one? Simultaneously or one by one? Simultaneously or one by one? Simultaneously. Finally, what is the execution time? What is an execution time? What is an execution time? It is less. And the resources are used effectively or not? Yes. So, are you getting the thought of it? What I am explaining? Are you getting imagination? Yes. Are you catching what is my intention of threading? Are you getting the intention of what I want to do with threading? Yes. So from where we started? Definition of program. For every program, what is created? A process is created. In the process, what is that? Single process, I said. There, in operating system, what is the topic name? Multitasking is the most frequently used topic, a famous concept, which is doing the multiple operations simultaneously. How to do multiple operations? Process-based multitasking. That is the old system of multitasking. Even our operating systems are following. And our programmatically, you are using what? Thread-based multitasking. Which one is having benefits? Tell me. Thread-based multitasking is having benefits. Now, dear students, now I want to go for what exactly? Thread-based applications and process-based applications. If I go back to my concept, thread-based multitasking. In thread-based multitasking, a single process is created and it in turn creates a main thread. The main thread internally forks multiple threads where multiple threads are executing the operations simultaneously. So I am writing here I will just take it these words. I'm just trying to write it. In thread-based applications, in thread-based multitasking, see students, in thread-based multitasking, in thread-based multitasking, a single process created, a single process created. Now I'm writing a single process created, a single process created. In thread-based multitasking, a single process created, a single process created, a single process created, and it and it creates and it creates a main thread, and it creates a thread, and it creates a thread, and it creates a single thread. I will write, and it creates a single thread called called main thread, called main thread, called main thread. A single process created, and it creates a single thread. That is not, that is called what? Main thread. The main thread, the main thread, the main thread in turns creates, in turns, I will write, in turns creates, in turns creates, in turns creates, or forks, 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 multiple threads, multiple threads, depends on, depends on, depends on programmer code. How the we are going to show you that how to write that. Depends on programmer code, programmer coding, depends on programmer code. Folks, multiple threads depends on programmer code, depends on programmer code. Right. The next I am writing the advantages of, the advantages of, the advantages of thread-based multitasking. The advantages of thread-based multitasking are: number one, execution time is less. Execution time is less. Execution time is less. Next, B is what? Execution time is less. Next, what is happening? Efficient utilization of resources. Efficient utilization of resources. Now I am writing. Now I am writing efficient utilization of resources. All files, all databases are efficient utilization of resources. That is next one. And the next C is called what? All thread-based applications are treated as lightweight components. Lightweight components. Lightweight. Lightweight components. Lightweight components. Lightweight components, these are called. So how we are going to develop this? So last and final, I would like to say, sir, definition of thread. Definition of thread, I want to go for it. So last and final, definition of thread, I want to go for it. Can anybody can say definition of thread and then purpose of thread? Definition of thread and purpose of thread. Can anybody can say? And then last, I am going to conclude. How do you justify that Python program is a multi-threaded? Come on, ma. I just want to know that. I just want to know that. Yes, please. Can anybody? Definition of thread. What is that, ma? What about address? What is that address, ma? What do you mean by address, ma? Bruce Lee. Which address you are asking? Bruce Lee, which address? Which address, ma? Okay, Arindam, sequential flow of execution path is called thread. Okay. So if I remove the word called what? Sequential, that is more powerful. Right. So let us coming to one small diagram using so that you can understand. Diagram using. X function, you created one thread, it is going to execute that flow, execute that statements and gives the result. And the next is called what? Python with Oracle executes that. And next. So a thread is defined as an independent program running in the context of process. An independent program running in the context of process. Of course, if you feel difficulty of that statement, I am writing a thread is nothing but a flow of control. A flow of control. That means a flow of control is separately created for doing the file operation. A separate flow of control is created for dealing with what? Python with Oracle. A separate flow of control is created to deal with Python with MySQL. A separate flow of control is created to deal with socket programming. A separate flow of control is created to do with AOP operations. So what is the meaning of here? Flow of control. A flow of control is known as thread. A flow of control is known as thread. So coming to the point of it, I am defining here. I hope so, whether you are getting this terminology or not. A flow of control is called thread. Are you understanding, ma? A flow of control is called thread. Are you following? One more example. You are riding the bike. Just to take one small general example. Because when I go on speaking technical terms, it is bouncing for you. And now it is 5:30 onwards. People are feeling lot of burden, and they are slightly going to leave that. When they leave it, they are going out of the coverage. Out of coverage of software industry. Okay, no problem. Let us talk about it. Now I am telling you are going on the bike. What are the flows are created in your brain? The moment when you start your bike, so many flows are started in your brain. Number one, watching the front. It is called one flow. Number two, next changing the gear. Second one. Next number three, increasing the speed. Okay, going on. Happy. All of a sudden, left side seen nice. Right side seen nice. Will you watch both of them or not? Come on. Left side nice, right side nice. Will you watch that also or not? That flows also will come in your brain. That is nothing but. I hope that this type of terminology you understand. In my brain, how many flows are going on? Teaching, concentrating on my teaching, concentrating on how to use the mouse, concentrating on how to type, concentrating on how to draw the images, concentrating on how students are asking doubt. These are all called what? Number of flows. Dear students, can you remember this definition? Can you remember this definition? See how many times I am asking. Can you remember? See, nobody will ask this many number of times because I want to see that you should understand. Come on. Now I am asking the conclusion here. Flow of control is known as what? Somebody is asking again. So, what is the heavyweight component and lightweight component? Just now I told you that, and he is asking again. Mr. Subham is asking that. So, sir, what is exactly heavyweight and what is exactly lightweight? And 3 question marks are there. And it's a very dangerous question. Right. Come on. Heavyweight. What is meant by heavyweight, Subham? On which context I said you weight? Heavyweight. Suppose you are there. For example, you are there. Subham, you take for example, you are 200 kgs weight. And don't take this example in that context. I'm just talking, I want to enter into your brain. KVR sir want to enter into your brain and I want to make you to understand. You are 200 kgs weight. I am just 70 kgs weight. Who will move forward? Teja. Sai Teja. Sai Teja. Abba, what an example, Abba. What an example. Sai Teja, you given some beautiful answer to me. Okay, Sai Teja, I will just show this example to everybody. Before food and after food. Okay, very good. Okay. Subham, come to online, ma. Come to online. Okay, this is very nice example and where everybody can understand, but don't give this example anywhere, ma. Okay. For you people to just understand, you imagine it. Subham, come to that. I'm waiting for your doubt to clarify. I'm waiting for you. So come on. Yes. So heavyweight means what? You are 200 kgs weight. I am just a 75, 76. Who will move forward? I will move forward. I will run fastly. You will run slowly. What is the meaning of 200 kgs weight? Execution time is more, I told you. In process-based application, more execution time. Why more execution time is taking? Because it is executing all of them one by one only. That's why it is called heavyweight components. And here it is doing what? One thread is not doing all. Different threads are there for different purposes. Different threads are there for doing different type of operations. It is known as what? Lightweight component. Is it understandable? Is it understandable, Ma Shubham? Yes. Shall I move forward? Tell me. Now time is also getting over. Now tell me, what is the purpose of thread? Definition of thread is called flow of control. Next is called what? Purpose of thread. Please, all of you. Why do you use threads? Why do you use threads? I want to know threads. Why do you use it? Easy. Time up? No. Time is still there, ma. Ram creation. You also want to go whenever Sar says time up. Come on. Yes, diagram is there. Diagram is there. X, one thread is doing X operation, Y operation, Z operation, etc. Each thread is meant for performing the operation. See, 1 minute, ma. Where do you perform the operation? Let me link one beautiful point. How do you perform the operation in our Python program, C program, C++ program, Java program? Which concept we used? Which concept we used? Which concept we used? Ayyo. To perform the operation, which concept we used, ma? Functions we use it. Functions we use it. Already taught now functions. Kaushal Tata only saying one student out of these many students. Functions. X function. Just now I wrote nama. Just now I wrote nama. You see here operation. Here previously you see ma X function, Y function, Z function, K function. See, I wrote here also na. Here also I wrote it na. Where here also X function, Y function, Z function, K function, all these functions. Who will execute the functions? Generally, we execute the functions one by one. Executing the functions one by is nothing but a process-based application, one thread only executing. Today, I am going to create multiple threads to execute my functions now. Tell me, why do you use a thread? Why do you use a thread? Why do you use a thread? To perform the operation. Threads are used to perform. Threads are used for. Threads are used for performing the operation. Performing the operations, performing the operation where whose logic is written, where whose logic is written, whose logic is written, whose logic is written, whose logic is written in the form of, whose logic is written in the form of functions, oblique methods, whose logic is written in the form of methods or functions. Threads are used for performing. Threads are used for performing the operations. Used for performing the operations. Whose logic is written in the form of functions or methods. Simultaneously, that is an important. Simultaneously, we use this type of operations. So, threads are used for performing the operation. No doubt in that. Whose logic is written in the form of functions or methods. Earlier, who used to execute that functions one by one? Main thread. Now we are going to do what? Creating multiple threads to execute those functions simultaneously. Simple. Is it understandable? Next, we are entering into creating the threads. Next, we are entering into creating a thread. Creating the threads. Which threads? Creating subthreads, I want to go for it. Creating subthreads, I want to go for it. Creating the subthreads. How to create the subthreads? By using our module. In Python, we are having the modules. Using that modules, we are going to create our threads. Next class is creating the subthreads. How to create the subthreads? How to create the child threads? How to make my program to execute very faster compared to previous programming. Are you understanding this action plan? Are you understanding this action plan? Yes, sir. Is today's class is clear or not clear? Is today's class is clear or not clear? Yes, sir. Up to here, I will upload this immediately. This subthreads creating, I don't write. This is in the next class concept, that is. This is the next class concept it is. Next class, I will go for creating subthreads. This is what is my next process-based applications. and thread-based application execution time I will show you. How I said that it is a heavyweight and how I said that it is a lightweight component. I will give you this entire things for you people. So I will upload at 8 o'clock, at 9 o'clock or at 10 o'clock. Today I will upload. That is for you tomorrow to prepare well, and tomorrow you must answer the questions like anything. So tomorrow's class we are entering into how to create the multi-threading applications. I am going to introduce how to create the threads module, what is the module related, how to create threads, how to execute things simultaneously, all those things I will tell you. So I hope that today I did not confuse you. I did not confuse you. I am clear for you, right or not? Clear? Huh? Yes. So I'm clear for you, right? No doubt in that. So tomorrow's class we are entering into the programming. Today I covered the concept. Tomorrow I will come. I will go for the programming, right? So today 8 p.m. we have the class. Today we have 8 p.m. new Python batch is started. Still any friends are there? Please intimate. 8 p.m. new batch. Actual topic will be starting today. Yesterday I told you. Yesterday I started the introduction. What are the applications of Python and all those things. Yes, ma. Moin. I will plan it for it, ma. We will plan it for it. Yeah.